Alright, welcome back again. Now in this lesson, as you can see, well, where we stopped actually in the first lesson, we just mirrored the wings, and as I asked you already that you could practice and try to finish this wing, alright? And as you can see here, I already done that, and it is almost this, and it's actually not almost, it's exactly the same process here, except for one thing. When I was doing it, it somehow um, the the actual airplane, this one, it wasn't actually so quite near, and I didn't see uh, that far from here. So in fact I had actually to extrude the last piece of this one and just tuck it inside the airplane. Now I would do that because anyway nobody will see the airplane from inside. I mean, if you look at this, nobody will look at this from inside. Everybody who is gonna see the airplane is just gonna see a flying airplane and so on. But just only this piece, it will not be visible, so that's why I just tuck it in and nobody will see it, so I don't care actually how this thing looks like. And even if you're gonna make an interior for your airplane, you're gonna have some sort of like polygonal kind of container, and even you're gonna see some sort of the ground. So I mean, you're gonna make your cockpit by your own, so nobody will see even what's happening inside. Nobody will see the engines, so there are nothing. Actually, there is no engine, so nobody will, so you don't have actually to model the engine. All right. Okay, now we have this is done. Now, first of all, I don't know, the grid is somehow annoying me, so I will go and check out this one. So I click on that button and check it out, or you can go to show, and it's somehow off the recording screen. Here we go, the grid, so you can turn it on and turn it off. Okay. Now we have this done, and in fact I went and, oh yeah, I forgot to delete the history, so edit, delete by type, and history, and I took the liberty of naming it, putting it into a separate layer, so Control S, and I saved it as Pursuit version 5. Alrighty, so right now it will be a nice idea to start. Well, okay, I could even duplicate this or mirror it. Let's see what's gonna happen when I mirror it. Mirror polygon to -x. Oh well, apparently, oh, it combined them as well, so I don't want to actually mirror in that one. Let's see if I have option box here now. Let me see. In fact, I would love to center pivot as well. So modify center pivot on this one. Right now they are actually separate pieces, so that's why mirroring them will not do well. Mesh, mirror geometry. Yeah, it has to be combined. You know what? I will actually like later on. We were actually into the perspective. Later on, I will actually like duplicate this, scale it in -x, so -1, and here you go, just invert it, so I can actually just tuck it in back again. Now once I've done this, right now I'm obligated to freeze the transformations just for safety's sake, alright, because right now I'm afraid that I invert some normals or anything, so that's why I have to edit and actually modify and freeze transformations. There we go. Okay, we got it. So right now we have no history, everything just fine. So wing bottom, okay, this is gonna be like what? If we look at this part, wing bottom left, and this wing bottom instead of 2, we're gonna put this right. And let's see if yeah, both of them are actually on the same layer, which is cool. So this is alone, this is alone. Okay, that's great. So it's actually automatically has been added into that layer. Alright, since we have this, we have to add some other details like the tail and the stands and those lines and everything, and as well the wheels. So let's get on this very quick here. Well, let me see. I mean, for this, Well, yeah, I could actually again do that with a polygonal plane, but since it's gonna be taking a little bit of time, I would love to make this. It is gonna take actually faster. So I want to go and create a polygonal plane, and in fact, I'm gonna create it from the center. Since this is the one which is almost like, just scale it a little bit. Since this was the only one almost straight here, so you see I'm just gonna pull this here, pull this up, and pull these vertices like so. Right now I could just simply start extruding the edges, and in fact I'm gonna hit W and extrude right there. Add vertex. Again, I'm gonna keep it very low poly. I will not add really that much high details. Unless it's something like curvy, then I have to accommodate these details, but in general, W, move, stop here, select the vertices, and smaller, probably a little bit, yeah, okay, now fine. Even this one has to be a little bit curvy. Now, W, go, and I believe I have right now to start fixing it as well from the side view or from the top view, doesn't matter. Shift right click, extrude, W, and I believe I have right now to make a little bit more extrusions just to accommodate this curviness. Again, just keep in mind I'm keeping it really low details. I don't want it to have problems in real-time rendering right now since I don't have a graphics engine standing behind me. Okay. Oh, amazingly, I'm actually modeling the left side instead of modeling this one, but who cares? I mean, it's okay. Let's then take it off from here. I'm gonna try to simulate that side as well. So, shift right click, extrude edge, and probably I'm gonna minimize this. W. So here we go. This will be fine. Now select the edges here as well. Shift right click, W, move out. Let's try this. This is actually some sort of a sudden fall, so it goes like this. Although it's a little bit smooth here, but since we are making a low poly model, it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, here, inward, go straight down. Again, select an edge, right click and extrude. And in fact I have to start actually mapping out these guys as well. So this right now, you see it's running inside the airplane, and it doesn't matter. I mean, anyway, nobody will see this, so select that edge, W, inside, and the last vertex. There we go. Okay, let me select this one. Ooh. Well, in fact, somehow, probably I extruded something which went, in fact, wrong. Let me see, probably I was careless. I could actually select all this, delete this, and even delete that part. So I'm actually selecting the faces only. Let's see. Okay. Let's hope that we have like vertex, single vertex here, single vertex there. Alright, so it's okay. Probably I selected an edge by mistake. Alright. Let me see here. From the top, in fact, this is where everything just stops. So I will actually duplicate this, move this here. Again, I'm gonna scale it to negative. Actually, in fact, I wouldn't. I would. Oh, it is somehow scaled. So this one should be scaled to 1 and negative 1. And then I will probably scale it to. Well, let me see here. Hold on. Let me see. I didn't duplicate this. Okay, now Control D, and let's see what happens if I put a negative number here. Will it do the same? Yes, it did. Now I'm gonna just tuck it in as the previous one, like so. Yeah, apparently, see, I didn't get the curviness that very much nicely. So in fact, I'm gonna push this inside, push it up. And in order just to take care about this part, duplicate this, get it back, this negative part, just to make sure that they are symmetrical. That's it. Okay, so this is much more like it. Okay, now since we have this is actually gonna be, we have to select this guy, and I'm gonna go File, Edit, Delete by Type, and History. Select this one as well. Edit, Delete by Type, History. Let me see here. Right now we have to take care about the wings from the side view, and they have actually to have, of course, thickness of some sort. Okay, this is gonna be tail left. I'm actually trying to be organized here. Tail right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna shift select both of them and then create a new layer of that. So we have this one, and then I'm gonna say tail. So this is actually the tail of the airplane. Okay, now we have actually to add a thickness to it, but first we have to align it correctly. So I'm gonna select, you see right now when I'm trying to select both of them, I mean, I can select this, but you could actually go and say that the airplane body is just a reference. So right now when I select both of the wings here, I wouldn't run in any troubles. Okay, now for some unknown reason to me, I don't know why the wings are quite away, like from here. You see somehow like that, and even the top view is describing them in a completely different way. Probably I'm not noticing something, but anyway, I'll just keep working right now. I'm gonna select, oh, in fact I shouldn't be so fast about this ones. Okay, first of all, let me first modify freeze transformations. Let me select this one, delete, and because I have to, of course, give it some thickness, which I forgot to do. So shift right click, extrude face. I'm gonna just extrude once, and apparently I have to extrude it in the world coordinates, because you see when I do this is bad. So I have to go to the world coordinates 1 and G to repeat the command, and go for one more, and then I'm gonna actually select like those how can I say, those edges, and I'm gonna actually scale them as well, just to give them this kind of this roundness thing, so it can be a little bit pointy or sharp, so aerodynamics and all. Okay, now I got this. Now we have to actually work out on this part, but apparently like the airplane body has to be as well extended, probably until the end. Somehow I didn't see that coming, so probably I'm gonna scale this inwards. So there we go. So it continues until the very much end of the airplane, until the tail here. Let's hope that yeah, I'll just stop there. Okay. Okay, so we have this. Oh, in fact, this is the wing, so I'm gonna just push it up a tad. Well, as you see, I'll just go halfway then. And while looking to this, probably the wing has to be a little bit, or excuse me, the tail has to be a little bit thicker, like so. And in fact, since the pivot is not centered, apparently it's really thick. So I have, since actually the pivot is not centered, so that's why it's a little bit awkward in scaling center pivot. And probably this is it. And in fact as well, I would go and take the liberty of selecting all these guys and shift right click and fill hole. So right now the hole is filled, at least, so I don't want to have any kind of holes here, because when I will put this thing, I mean the tail is going to be the final pieces of the tail. And in fact you could actually take the liberty and try right now to make quads out of this, so like this, and you can go further. You see right now 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, I calculated that right, I believe. Yes. Now shift right click again. Now instead of like selecting the tool again and again, just hit the Y key, so it will complete the command and repeats the tool. So Y is for repeating the tool. I'll just go here, Y, just go there, and hit the Y key again. This one. Oh well, apparently I didn't match it. Oh yeah, it doesn't match up. You see, apparently I got 2 extra lines. Well, you know what? Let me just undo this. I'll see how to close this later on. Okay. Let me see here. Control D, move it up outside, -1, and tuck it inwards again. Probably not that very much. Let me see from the side view how it looks like, or from the top view, if you will. So it has to be pushed right there. Okay, so we got something going on, although not that very symmetrical, I feel. Probably I'm wrong. Let me just try to push this even more here. So it's going to be actually like as symmetrical as possible. And anyway, it doesn't matter, I mean I'm somewhere there. Alright, so we got the tail of the airplane. Okay, we could even move it a little bit down. Now I'm gonna go here and edit, delete by type and history, and freeze both of these transformations. So right now I got this. Oh yeah, I forgot to name them. So right, this is left, and this, when I hide them, they are correct. So right now I named them correctly. Okay, let's go further quick here and try to finish up with the final pieces. So I'm gonna create a polyplane again. Somehow it's like it became to be the favorite victim here. So I'm gonna scale this like so, even more. Yeah. And now I'm gonna select these vertices and just adjust them. Adjust these as well. Now I'm gonna select and W and move up. Select these vertices. This one. Shift select and W and up. Here we go. Select this one, move it here. Oops. You're gonna be there. This little guy here. Okay, select this, shift right click, extrude edge. Upwards a little bit more. W. And in fact this is gonna be a little bit here, so yeah, it will work fine. Extrude edge upwards and W, move it here. Move this there, tad here, tad there. Okay, now select an edge and upwards and select this one here, and select this one right there, even a little bit down. Alright, so we got this quad correctly. Let's see, this one is gonna be here, and that's it. Now let's see, select the edges, shift right click, extrude edge. Just try to center this thing. I could even close the channel box. Move this guy down. I will select, oops, right now I believe I have to right now to make the plane as a template body. Let's see, this one's gonna be right there, it's gonna be here, and here. Let me first just hold on a second. Let me select this airplane body, and I'm gonna try to make it as R, so as a reference as well as for the tails, both of them. In fact, without selecting them, I just can say reference, so I have only this to select without, you see, without any accidental selection. Let me see how this looks like. Well, not bad after all. We can do this. Okay, shift right click, extrude edge downwards. Right now I don't care because in fact this piece is not visible anymore, so you could actually go forward and do like this, just move it inward, and anyway it will move accordingly. So shift right click and extrude edge and move down one more, and just push this inwards like so. Shift right click, extrude edge down and inward. And in fact right now I'm beginning to doubt where is actually this. Apparently the plane has a much more thickness to it, so probably I have to play to modify this part. Okay, it doesn't matter, but apparently actually this stops right there, so I could move even this down a bit like so. Okay, let's try to give thickness to it. So since this is almost on the side, in fact I'm gonna select this one, move it a little bit here, make just sure. This is a little bit gonna be a little bit tricky, and in fact I wouldn't even touch that because it's a little bit difficult to tell who's gonna be having to be bent so much. Oh no, it's actually, in fact, yes, it could be done, because these are all, yeah, these all has to be pushed a little bit on the side like so. A little bit. It doesn't matter, I'm gonna actually get that when I extrude the faces. So I'm gonna select the faces. I actually double clicked on all of, double click on single one, it will select the loop, and since there's only one single object here, face, so I can actually just simply extrude face. Push it right there. And let's see here. Okay, I will get the thickness probably right. G to repeat the command and move one more. Okay, right now it will be a good idea to select the edge in the center and scale it up like so from all directions. Yeah. Okay. So we got this. So right now if I say 2, 3, here you go. So this is on 3. Oh yeah, they are all templates. So let me see these and this one, 3. Actually not 4, 3. Oh, again, probably I forgot to delete some certain faces in the center. Let me see from inwards. Select this and this one. Delete, and this one and this one, and delete. Okay. Inside again, select this one, go to face mode, and I'm actually inside the tail, delete, select, and delete. Let's give it a try again. So 2, 3, okay, hold on a second, this was W. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, it stands out. Like how it looks like. Everything is just fine, almost. Let me just push this guy. Right now I'm just gonna ignore the image planes here for a second. Okay. So we got this, so let me go for 1, 1, and 1. Yeah, and 1. These are 1s as well. Let me first, before I forget, this is more like, I'm gonna call this just like tail only. Or tail center, here we go. Somehow, tail, I can do that, center. And let me see, I will just simply select this guy, right click on the layer and add selected objects. So right now when I do this, just hide them all. So I'll select this tail center. No, I don't need to do anything. Oh yes, I forgot the edit, delete by type and history. Now we got our history correct. I will freeze in fact the transformations as well probably. Oh no, I shouldn't actually freeze the transformations. Oh yeah, I actually shouldn't freeze the transformations, because right now when I export this into OpenGL, it's gonna be actually quite interesting. But we will see what's gonna happen. We'll see what's gonna happen. Okay. So I'll leave this right now for without freezing transformations, but I believe it should be working correctly. In fact, if it didn't work out, I just simply could copy paste it inside a different project file and we'll see what's gonna happen. Alright, so we got this model correct. Now we'll see what else left. Now we got our wings, we got our everything except for the, well, this disaster has to be closed. So let me see here. In fact, I could actually create a small cylinder. So I will go here and choose cylinder. Oh, not here. It should be from the front. Select a cylinder. Move it right there. And of course push it to the front. Okay, right now I have really to start working on how this should look like. And in fact I could start minimizing the numbers of vertices here. So, well, I could like go and select this and start moving it. Yeah, you see. Let me try to see, and first of all I will take off the caps. So caps, subdivision caps, 0. I don't really need it. There's the first thing. A second thing, just for some sort of, you can consider it as safety purposes. Anyway, I can actually add edge loops manually. I will actually select those two faces just to keep everything as quad as possible. Shift right click, extrude face, and I will actually just scale it down like so. So you see, I just only scaled down the face and it is just extruded, and that's it. And then I will just delete it. Okay. Now, just to keep everything quads. As for the back side, now apparently this thing is a little bit big, so in fact I could select everything here. Alright, let me hit F to focus on that, and I will in fact scale it even down just to hide it inside it. And right now I'm going to go here and select this face and delete it, because I really want to have everything just quads. I don't want to have triangles here. So I will keep my model all in quads, so I will not have, because in the OBJ loader, if it detects only a single triangle, everything gonna be just triangulated, which we really don't want this to happen. Alright, so let us see what we can do. Now first of all, this is really quite big, so I have to scale it down. I mean not that very much. Scale it down like so. Probably I will even scale it down like till here. Now we have to add more details to to first like to get these roundedness. So I have really to start working on that. So I'm gonna push this. Oh yeah, I have actually to add more edge loops here. So let us add edge loops. So shift right click, edge loop on here, edge loop on there, for example. Probably I'll move this edge loop right there, and let's see what we can do. So I'm gonna actually grab this one, just move it down, grab this one, move it down, and in fact we have to add really a lot of edge loops here. Hold on. Insert an edge loop and W. Let's see, I select all of those three down. One more edge loop here. I will select this and move this down. So we have this break, sort of break. And I will take these guys, try to move them a little bit down. Okay, in fact I'm gonna scale them down, move them down like so, and even to the front like so. Okay, now I'm gonna select make an edge loop again, and this time I will select those guys only, move it in the back a little bit, probably, yeah, I'm just gonna move it back. Here we go. You see I've got already the roundedness going on. And I'm going to select these bottom ones. There we go. Let's hope that everything went fine. From the top. Apparently this airplane is not that fully like, how can I say? It's not that perfectly cylindrical, you see. I have right now to scale it right now from the sides. I'll probably push it back a little bit. Let's see, from the front, I'm gonna pick up this one and these ones. In fact, all these, I'm gonna move them just in the front like so. I even select the edges, move them in the front as well. I mean, it doesn't make any difference. In this case, at least, when I select the edge or the group of vertices. Okay, move this upwards. I'll have to move this even. In fact, I'm going to select all these edges, scale them down. Not that very much. W and move them up. Like so. And in fact, this guy has to be. You see, right now, this is one of the problems when you get into trying to map out all these guys together. So, in fact, anyway, these guys has to be a straight line. We have to agree on that. Okay. Move this down a little bit, and down as much as possible here. I'll just move these guys a little bit down. Oh well, in fact, hold on a second, because I didn't realize that I'm gonna modify the roundness of it. You know what? I could go off the book here, for example, of the records, and then just scale this up. There we go. I'll just do it like that for now, because I don't want actually to run into the problems of roundness and all these things. I really don't want to run into that right now. So I would love just to finish this low poly plane, and that's it. Okay, now let's select these guys here. I'll just move it up a bit like so. Let's see how this looks like. So this is in fact how it looks like from the side or from the perspective. Let's see, I hope so actually. Let's see how this looks like from here. Okay, in fact it's not quite visible. Let's see other um, reference images here. So let me open that folder, pick up a reference image. Hold on a second. Well, somehow I cannot see this part as well. You see? It's not visible. So what is it exactly? Why does it appear like this? You know what? I will... Let me see here. I would actually like ignore this, or you know what, since I already followed it and I already spent a lot of details on this, I would leave it like so, since already the image plane tells me like so. I don't know how to, I mean I can right now improvise and just put it as a single cylindrical piece, and it really looks interesting. I mean, it sounds like it's somehow it's an exhausting system or so. Probably there are some couple holes here, and the engine goes out from here. I mean, the smoke goes out from here. If I'm not mistaken, I really don't know. Okay, in fact, I'm gonna leave it like so, not that very much. I'm gonna just leave it as it is. Like so for now. No, it's really awkward. Okay, let me delete this and let me do that from over again because it's really awkward. Shift right click and create a cylinder again from the front. In fact, I will improvise. I wouldn't really do that. I will just keep it as simple as possible. Probably there's something about this thing, but I don't know really what is it. So I'm gonna just select this one and this one, shift right click and extrude face down like so. Make sure that you have keep faces together is on. Okay, this is the main thing. Okay, right now I'm gonna select this, and since this is gonna be a single cylindrical piece, I mean it's nothing gonna be modified. I'm gonna just try to fit it inside like so. I'm gonna just scale it down, even more down, up. I'm just gonna fit it in here, and in fact I'm gonna model this part, this piece, and I'm gonna go follow here and just follow this image plane, and I will follow as well the thickness, and except only I wouldn't do actually this this pieces. So I'm actually gonna do the following. In order to just improvise everything correctly, I'm gonna add more edge loops just to get the roundness correct. And in fact, I could even scale it up and fit it in exactly and follow the edge loops, except only I'll just leave the ends correct here. So I'll just go edge loop once here, let's say here. I'm gonna select those guys. Oh, hold on. In fact, I'm gonna select all these edges here and oh no, hold on. There we go. R and scale down. And this one's gonna be W and away a little bit. Right now I'm gonna have to add one more edge loop here in the middle. R and scale it up a tad. Take these guys, scale them down, push them all. Let's select all these vertices first. Push them all to the back. Like so. Probably I will scale them up a little bit like so. And this is probably it. Right now I just got captured only the roundness. Now let me scale this down. Move this right there. Fit it in here. Scale it even much down. Now since the plane is not that perfect, I mean perfectly cylindrical, I'll move it here. I'm gonna even scale it a little bit on the sides. Okay, now it's a little bit like so, according to the image planes. W, and I'll move this inwards. Probably I'll scale this up just a tad. that very much. And our scale inwards down piece. Okay, let's see how everything looks like. Okay, fine by me. Okay, let's see how this looks from the inside. Everything just fine. Okay, so this will hopefully work out. Now, since we got this part of the plane is done correctly, now I will go here and I will drop, in fact, a cone in the front view again, and I'll try to take it from here, put it just right there, and I'll try to map it out on this one. Now I've chosen a cone because, let me see here, first of all, okay, now this piece, okay, now this I'm gonna actually disable or turn off the caps. Well, the caps is already turned off, so probably I could even delete this thing. I don't need it anymore. In fact, well, hold on a second. Before deleting everything, let me first add my necessary edge loops, and then just to make sure that everything's gonna be fine. So I'm gonna have in the height, I'm just gonna add 1, 2, 3. I'll keep it 3 for now and see if I need it more. I'll just add more edge loops. Let me select all these vertices, R, scale them up, push them back a little bit more. There you go. Up as well, scale them up from the center. Remember, I'm scaling it up from the center because later on you will discover that I got as well kept the roundedness on. And you're gonna see that in a second. So, like so. Take this, push it here like so. In fact, I need more, so I'm gonna move these guys a little bit to the front, scale it down. Let's see what's gonna happen when I push this a little bit away. So okay, I really need at least one more edge loop here, so insert edge loop, R, and we're good to go. Oh, one more pit, here you go. So we will see that from the top view as well. If you look, since I was scaling from the center, you see it's just a perfect match. Almost, here we go, perfect match. Now I'm gonna tuck it in here. Oh, and in fact I have to match it up from the front. It's a little bit difficult to tell, so I'm gonna try to adjust it based on what I see from the side views here. Let me just close this guy. So from the side view it's almost there centered. Okay, let me push it like so. And from the top view it is somewhere here. So I hope that is already yeah, it is. It does. So right now we have this. Alright. Now I would love actually just to make the lessons not that very long in terms of hours. I will just stop right here, and then in the next lesson try to add try to finalize the details of this airplane. So in fact I'm gonna go File, Save As, Pursuit V6, and that's probably it. So see you in the next lesson.